Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. I'm going to read through the first half of this article. There's a link in the description. It's in regards to an ongoing trial in regards to Logan Mwangi, the 5-year-old boy that was allegedly killed by his own family, his mother, the stepfather, and a 14-year-old boy that was also living at the home. I've not been following every step of this trial. There are articles coming out every day providing a little bit of extra information in regards to how the trial is unfolding. I've not made videos every day. I have made a video in regards to Logan previously. He was found dead in a river, dumped in a river. The prosecution believe that all three other members of the household played a part in his death. The mother, the stepfather, the other 14-year-old boy that was in the household. I've read an article yesterday, I think it was yesterday, detailing how the 14-year-old boy was violent towards Logan, how the 14-year-old boy fantasized about killing Logan. So we're going to have a look through this article here. The trial against the family of a young Welsh boy continued on Monday with a pathologist taking the stand. The mother, if I pronounce the name correctly, Angarad Williamson, 30 years of age, and her boyfriend, John Cole, 40 years of age, are accused of killing Williamson's son, Angarad Williamson's son, Logan Mwangi. An unnamed 14-year-old boy who lived in the family home is also accused of participating in the boy's murder. The teen was 13 at the time that the alleged incident happened. All three defendants are currently on trial at the Cardiff court in Wales for murder and perverting the course of justice. All three have pleaded not guilty, although John Cole, the mother's boyfriend, has pleaded guilty to perverting the course of justice. And I believe, don't quote me on this, I may have this wrong, but I'm quite sure that I read previously that that pertains to, I'm going to say meddling with, may not be the best term, but meddling with the body after the boy's death. If I recall, I looked at this more than a month ago, 6 weeks ago, I believe. I think they changed his clothes, something like that. But they certainly moved his body, allegedly moved his body after the death. And John Cole, the mother's boyfriend, has admitted to having played some role in the whole event, although I'm not quite sure explicitly what he's admitted to. Okay, so during the court on Monday, the prosecution laid out the gruesome injuries a medical examiner found with the boy's body. So a trigger warning comes into play at this point. This is going to be pretty grim. This is going to be in regards to the injuries suffered by Logan at the age of 5. In addition to numerous cuts and external wounds, Logan's liver was torn and his small bowel was torn from his intestines. According to forensic pathologist Dr. John Williams, Logan had 56 external injuries across his body. The forensic pathologist testified for the prosecution that Logan likely didn't die immediately following the abuse and could have stayed alive for hours. Here's a quote from the forensic pathologist. The features would dictate that death has not occurred immediately and that the injuries have not been sustained following death. The forensic pathologist added that the internal injuries indicated that the child had been kicked or beaten violently. Again, I perhaps should have made a video. I perhaps should have, maybe I will go over that. But the 14-year-old, I'm quite sure, again, don't quote me on this, but I'm quite sure the 14-year-old boy, I think perhaps the mother had said that the 14-year-old boy frequently talked about wanting to kill Logan and that he was violent towards Logan. But again, the prosecution believe that all three played their part. So the article also tells us that the forensic pathologist also testified that Logan had extensive deep scalp bruising over the back of his head, which was consistent with blunt force injuries. Logan's cause of death was listed as homicide through blunt force trauma. So that's as much of this article that I wish to go through. It is disturbing. If you find this kind of thing gets you down, then please do go away. Do something more fun. Bring some light into your life. Don't spend too much time focusing on these extremely dark topics. If you are looking for a community on YouTube, allow me to recommend my good friend Bella at the end of the day. There's on the homepage there's a link to At the End of the Day's YouTube channel, and she has live streams on YouTube. It's a very, very nice community there. It's nice, it's kind community. She does a lot of different things. It's kind of vlogging. You get to know her as her life, but she talks about current affairs, politics, that type of thing. But it's a very nice community. So if you are looking for a nice community on YouTube, please do check out At the End of the Day. It's going to take you away from these dark topics, and sometimes we need that, especially if you suffer from a mental illness aspect to some degree or other, which a lot of people do. So, you know, if that is the case, please, please, please don't dwell on these subjects too much. If you do feel the need to get help, then do reach out. So I'm going to wrap things up here. If you do like this type of topic, please do give me a little encouragement, a like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to say that I have a playlist with, it's called the Most Touching Playlist. There's a lot of videos of this kind of nature that are very troubling. Don't watch them if you're getting too deep and too down in the dumps, too depressed about this type of topic. But you know, you might be interested in that. So I'll wrap things up here. I'll thank you for your time. Blessings to a lost soul, a lost child, 5 years of age, seemingly, well, killed, murdered by blunt force trauma, according to the prosecution, according to the forensic medical examiner, the forensic pathologist. I would imagine that they know what they're talking about. You know, we've already outlined the injuries, but removed a torn liver, a torn small bowel, removed from the intestines, torn away from the intestines. I mean, I don't really know what that means, but I mean, I've got an understanding that's pretty gross, and he was apparently left to die after having been severely beaten, allegedly. So, you know, let's hope justice is served. Let's hope all three of them, if they are guilty in any way, if they did play the part as the investigators, as the police, as the prosecution believe, then give them very, very long sentences. Unfortunately, there's no death penalty in England. So this happened in Wales. There's no death penalty in the United Kingdom. Boris Johnson is yet to put a law into place, whatever the right term is, in regards to automatic life imprisonment for those found guilty of murdering a child. I would like to see that put in place. But you know, what an absolute tragedy. What a disgusting, filthy, despicable thing to have happened to an innocent child.